Only a person who was really comfortable with the idea of bombs going off when she didn't intend them to go off would set them off via toe rings.
Welcome to Inchworm,
The podcast in which we're inching through Worm. I'm Jenny.
and I'm Ted.
This time we read Shell 4.9.
They got away!
I think I have new insight into why it's called Shell.
Yes!
It's not because Taylor looked like such a bombshell in her new clothes.
It's not that.
It's a more literal kind of bombshell.
I have been really, really resisting bringing this up.
I mean, I just kind of forgot to think about it for several chapters.
So I'm glad the bombshell finally dropped, relating to the arc title.
Yeah, so they all got blown up and now they're all dead.
Yeah.
Except maybe Bitch. We don't know if she's
they
dead.
got away from this life and into the next one.
Yes.
But aren't you so excited that now Bitch will be our full-time protagonist going forward?
Oh, that would be amazing.
After all the Undersiders
What if it's not Bitch?
and...
What if it's one of the dogs?
Yes. Even better.
Angelica's last name is Worm, and that's why this is called Worm. Totally valid theory.
I mean, we'll see. You can predict that they all died if you want to. I've been encouraging this, but should I fill in the listeners?
Oh, yeah, please
as
do.
to what happened in Shell 4.9? So we last left our hero villains running away from Bakuda, who had set off a second bomb amidst her own followers for some reason. Uh-huh. And as they are running away, again back into the storage facility, trying to get away, and we pick up with Taylor checking in on Regent. Hey, did you get shot? And Regent's like, well, actually, I've used my power so much it backfired, which happens sometimes, which means I kind of have to, it really hurts, and I kind of have to go easy on my power for a bit. So that explains what was going on with him at the very end of last chapter. Tattletale starts filling them in now that she can talk with what she was able to pick up from Bakuda using her power during that conversation. First and foremost, Bakuda likes to pretend to be in charge, but when she said she had inherited the ABB, that was a lie. Mm-hmm. She also was lying about being able to detonate her bombs psychically.
Thank goodness.
Tattletale assesses that she would need some kind of external hardware, maybe like a surgical implant into her brain, but Bakuda would never let anybody do that kind of surgery on her. And she knows exactly how Bakuda is setting off the bombs. Mm-hmm. She can target a bomb that she can see using her goggles, and then she can cross her toes.
Wild. Because
she's wearing toe rings that will, set off when they connect, they'll set off the bomb that's being targeted.
Only a person who was really comfortable with the idea of bombs going off when she didn't intend them to go off would set them off via toe rings.
Yeah, actually maybe you answered the question that I posed at the beginning, which was, was that bomb supposed to go off, or did she just twitch her toes? I'm pretty sure she wanted it to go off. Mm-hmm. Perhaps most importantly, Tattletale gives the Bakuda personality diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder and megalomania, expounds a bit on why she might be this way, what her background was like. Taylor pipes up with the fun fact about her holding a university hostage, and the result of that is Tattletale's she has a big ego. That probably means she has a glass jaw. So if we can win against her, even if it's a small victory, I guess maybe that means she goes crazy and sets off a bunch of bombs, or maybe it means she runs away tail between her legs, right? It could kind of go either way, but that sort of seems like a useful piece of information to have. While they're getting all this information from Tattletale, another really cool frost bomb goes off in their vicinity.
Really cool.
Then they hear, yes, extremely cool and really cool. While they are talking about all of this stuff, figuring out what to do next, they realize the Jeep is catching up to them with Bakuda in it. So she's in hot pursuit, and Grue volunteers to stay behind because he's limping anyway. And Taylor's like, no, don't. And Grue's like, no, I'll stay behind. You guys keep going. And Taylor watches around the corner of one of the lockers as, a tall pillar of black smoke, presumably shrouding Grue, is directly in the path of the oncoming Jeep, and Grue is shouting, like, come on, and the Jeep just goes through the darkness and takes no damage at all, and suddenly more darkness kind of shoots out from the side of the alley. Grue had created kind of a diversion and is able to disarm and take out one of the two non-Bakuda ABB goons on the Jeep. That's not enough to prevent Bakuda from aiming her grenade launcher into the darkness after Grue, so Regent says, oh man, Grue, you owe me one, and uses his power in order to get the driver of the Jeep to steer it into a storage locker, crashing the Jeep and saving Grue. Since Regent's power has recently backfired, this is apparently incredibly, incredibly painful, to the point that he actually passes out immediately after, using his power one last time. It doesn't mean, he's like broken forever or anything. Tattletale compares it to like punching glass. Like basically he's just going to need to rest and not use his power for a while to be back on his feet. But Regent's totally passed out. Bakuda is down. The Jeep is turned over. Grue comes out of the darkness, and Taylor's like, oh, you fucker, like, I thought you were really hurt. And Grue's like, I'm glad you cared. And they're having a really, really sweet moment, and then they explode.
Yeah.
Taylor says, every inch of me bloomed in a searing agony that dwarfed the worst pain I had ever felt. And we've been getting lucky. All it had taken was one good shot.
Yeah.
And that is the end of the chapter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're all dead. So I guess it's more likely that this is like a pain bomb. Because, like, it's not like there was a plume of fire and I was thrown against. It's just agony. And because her bombs do seem to have all these special effects, it's probably just, a bomb that causes pain.
Yeah.
And that is going to be unpleasant and probably, like, could result in them being captured or something like that. But it's not going to kill them.
Yeah, so they're not smithereens at this point.
Probably not. There's not even anything in the text that implies smithereens.
Yeah.
So I guess they're probably not dead.
That's a bold prediction. That's perhaps your boldest prediction. Yeah.
Well, I was listening to one of our recent episodes where she talks about making costumes for all of them and where she's going to keep the spiders. And I was like, why would you even bother having that if they're just going to die?
That's a great point. We're way too
or if
invested
they're going to
in
be
these
taken out. Like,
yeah.
there's so many things that we have to see. We need to keep them around for at least 1.2 million more words. Yeah. We'll see if it's the full, 1.5 that we have left or whatever it is. Okay, but they are in bad shape. Grue already had a twisted ankle that he'd been running on. Alec used his power through a backfire, which means he doesn't have a power right now for a short period. He's also unconscious, so, not useful and sort of dead weight. Tattletale's not very good in combat. Taylor doesn't have any bugs. So they're really not doing great.
Yeah, and it seems like Taylor and Grue were chatting with each other. I don't know if we know exactly where Tattletale is, whether or not she was also
still
caught
around
in the blast.
Corner. Yeah.
Yeah. So she has a little bit of plausible escapability, but
wouldn't it be romantic if Grue and Taylor were kidnapped together?
Would it be romantic?
Yes, it would be so romantic.
Very romantic.
Very romantic. This is the kind of romantic outing I want you to take me on. I want to be kidnapped by a supervillain.
Yeah, they're bound back to back.
Exactly.
I can sort of feel his bicep.
They have to wiggle against each other in precise ways to free themselves from their bonds.
Well, I'm glad you're in such a shippy mood with these two, because this chapter was full of adorable...
Well, that's why. There are a lot of shippy moments.
Adorable shippy moments between the two of them that I was not expecting. Do you want me to regale you with some of my favorite?
Oh, sure, yes.
I don't think we have a good ship
they're also
name for
the ones
them.
that I highlighted.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dark Bug. It's not great.
Yeah.
It seems like all the ship names do involve bug so far for Taylor, which is very cute. I don't know what kind of bug would relate to Brian? I'll think about it.
Yeah, like a smoke bug.
Smoke bug, that's cute. Yeah. Shadow bug.
While we're workshopping that, so when the frost bomb goes off, I mean, I kind of just want to read about the frost bomb because it was a really cool.
Yeah, let's hear about the frost bomb.
So, like, this is just
how cool
this is
was
just
it?
Like Ted reads a page from Worm just because I love.
Yeah,
the
we're an
prose
audiobook now. It's great,
and the idea behind it. So, yeah, this bomb's really cold. But then, when we opened our eyes, there was a spectacle in front of us. The second explosion had flash frozen the first bomb mid-explosion. Had probably been what absorbed the force of the blast. Smoke, debris, and dust had been frozen into a tower of ice, easily as tall as a 2-story building, composed of spikes of ice and frost that radiated up and away from us. Most of it was lit up by the light posts that were spaced evenly across the storage facility. It was already slowly falling apart. Heavier pieces of debris were breaking through the ice that held them up, falling free and crashing through paper-thin latticeworks of frost. That same frost covered the ground and every wall that was facing the explosion site, as far as the eye could see. It covered us. Icicles so tiny and fine they were like eyelashes radiated from the parts of my costume that had been exposed. There were even twists and curls of ice where Grue's smoke had frozen.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
The whole thing where the plume of smoke is 2 stories tall? Yeah. Wild.
And it's like another example of kind of like good luck, because I guess they might have just got normal exploded, except the freeze bomb went off and then kind of prevented them
But
from
that was
getting
just the
normal
hologram bomb, right?
Maybe, yeah.
So,
It's tough to know. It's tough to know which are...
Oh,
it was a bomb in a hologram.
It was a bomb in a hologram. It wasn't one of Leet's hologram
Exactly.
bombs.
Yeah.
I misunderstood that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they would have maybe gotten normal exploded, but the missile stopped that.
But yeah, it's so... I mean, yeah. Bakuda's tech remains incredibly cool.
Unparalleled thus far.
But, most importantly, it leads to this delightful moment. Everyone okay? Grue asked. He was shielding Tattletale with his body, the ice sloughing off them in sheets as they stood. When he saw me looking, he explained, Tattletale's costume exposes her skin. More than any of us. If she'd been totally exposed... No, I answered. No worries. Smart. But we should move.
That was quite a notable moment. I mean, not only is she looking as like, oh, that's weird that he's shielding Tattletale, he notices her looking and then feels the need to explain it as if that's something that she in particular needs an explanation
I'm not
of.
touching Lisa because I like her. Don't be jealous, Taylor. And Taylor says, no worries.
Yeah, no worries. As if maybe she would have had worries. Yeah. Quite something. There's like some sort of implicit claiming going on. They're each other's person in a little bit. Okay, so I figured out their ship name.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's a little bit obscure and relies on knowledge of picture books that we read to our toddler. So we have this picture book that we read to her called SomeBug. She loves this book.
Yeah, it's about all of the verbs that bugs do. So there's like illustrations of the different bugs, and like some bugs fly and some bugs crawl.
Some bugs fight.
Yeah, and it actually has led, like, when we have run into like ants or like a pill bug and stuff in the wild, she's really into watching them and connecting them back to
bugs are in our lives in a lot of ways right now. So obviously, because Brian's cape name is Grue from Gruesome, their ship name is SomeBug.
SomeBug!
SomeBug.
Yes!
Yeah. It's also, it's got a little bit of a Charlotte's Web thing, like some pig.
Yeah.
SomeBug.
SomeBug.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Very wholesome.
Yeah. I don't know that it's going to really have legs as a ship name in the fandom, but we can call it that.
Some bugs have legs.
I think all bugs have legs.
Well, for now. I guess you're...
Depends how you define
You're
bug.
just circling back. You're trying to eliminate worms from the bug category.
Yes, I am.
That's so rude.
All right. So, they have that great shippy moment.
They
have another one later.
They do, but there's some good in-between stuff, which is when Grue says... when he volunteers to stay behind, it's so funny. It's like such a trope of like, in the zombie movie, like the injured teammate is like, no, you guys go ahead and I'll stall them as long as they can. Like you've already been gut shot. So it's like, give me all your ammo and I'll sit here, shooting.
I'll hold this door.
I'll hold this door. Exactly. And he says, I'll buy you time. You guys go now. Mm-hmm. And Taylor
cannot handle this.
She's the only one. Regent and Tattletale do not
yep,
care.
We're out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I feel like it's like half crush, half inexperience.
No, of course. Yeah. That is why I love SomeBug so much on the reread, is because every single moment is kind of like, you can kind of see it both ways.
Yeah. Ambiguous.
Right, and so Taylor's like, Grue, don't be stupid. And obviously, I think it's just Tattletale and Regent are like, yeah, we trust him. He can take care of himself.
Yeah.
Right? But
Taylor's like, Grue, no!
Yeah, exactly. She's really making this
pulling
dramatic
her
as possible.
arm, and Taylor's holding on to the edge of the locker so she can't be pulled away.
Yeah, and Taylor's like, how could I be so stupid? I don't have any bugs. Still too few bugs. I wanted to always be prepared, and now I wasn't in a state to help a friend and teammate when he needed
what she needs? She needs some bugs.
She needs some bugs. But a friend and teammate? Yeah. Or is he something more? Could you admit that to yourself, Taylor? That maybe he's something more?
I mean, I think it's notable just that she's thinking about him that way, because she's here as a spy.
I know.
But she's devastated that she can't help her friend and teammate. And that's really what they are. Like, they are her friends and teammates. And
yeah.
I think she does know that and is aware on some level of the difficult situation she's in.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, it does look like he is stupidly letting himself get run over by a Jeep for no reason. So I understand being upset about that. But
yeah, and she hasn't seen him in combat the amount of times that Alec and Lisa have.
But when he comes limping out of the darkness, Grue, I called out. I ran to him, hugged him. My relief was so intense I wasn't even embarrassed about it. Hey, his voice echoed. I'm all right. Only a faint. Hard to tell whether it's me or a blob of shadow shaped roughly like a person when the lights are out, yeah? Fooled her. Fooled me. Scared the fucking crap out of me, I answered. You fucker. Nice to know you care. He laughed a little. And then, I'm sorry to say, patted me on the head like someone would a dog. Come on.
That's Taylor's characterization of it, though. I'm sure Grue wasn't standing there being like, I'm going to pat her on the head like a dog.
It's just so funny. Like, yeah, you're right that probably it is more like affectionate than just kind of like...
It is kind of, like, patting someone on the head is kind of belittling, though.
Yeah. Another, like, maybe brotherly, sisterly thing from his end.
I do think it's going to be more interesting if he's into her back, so I think he probably is. But that gesture did cast a little bit of doubt on whether SomeBug is currently canon.
It's such a cute moment up until patted me on the head like someone would a dog.
I mean, I feel like that might just be like, it's too soon. We need to back off from it a little bit. Like, we need to cast some plausible deniability on this ship.
And it's also a little bit like, even if, let's say he was super into her, I think he would prioritize sort of saving face among the group as like, he's got to be a tough guy, he's leader coded, like, you can't, be like swooning and doing romance stuff. No romance in the workplace, as they were being teased about
right, he might just be a little embarrassed, feel a little awkward about it.
Exactly.
So rather than being like, oh, she's just a little dog, like, oh, I feel like we're exposing too much, I'm gonna,
Yeah, and, at least we have these few moments to cherish with them before they all got exploded.
They die, or at least the two of them die.
At least the two of them die, from pain. Thank you for coming on that delightful SomeBug journey with me.
I'm on the SomeBug ship.
Yeah, it's so nice. I mean, it was nice. So, it was nice that Grue got a spotlight in this chapter.
Yes.
Because we sort of had, like, this was kind of...
He wasn't really in the last
business
chapter.
as usual from Tattletale, where she can, like, chat and do stuff.
Yeah.
But he's taken a back seat. He was helpful in the escape. Regent had more of a spotlight last chapter. But his maneuver was super cool. Mm-hmm. It reminded me of the thing he did with Browbeat, like, using his darkness to, like, kind of trick people. And the idea of, like, his power is darkness comes off of me, and using that to create an entire decoy Grue is like very awesome.
Yeah, he's using his power well. It is starting to thunder here, and I feel like the listeners can just imagine that as the distant booming of Bakuda's bombs.
Yeah, she's getting closer.
Yeah, that Jeep is coming for us.
Oh my gosh.
Watch out, listeners. Speaking of being leader-coded, so Bakuda is not the leader of the ABB.
No. What do you make of that?
I think the boss is the leader of the ABB. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I think that Loom wasn't the leader either.
Okay.
So she did, in a way, inherit Loom's position, but she knows, now that she's in that position, that she's not in charge.
Wow.
She's just the figurehead for the secret leader of only their gang. Because why would he be sponsoring multiple gangs?
So, are you implying that the boss stole his own money?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet what the boss's goals are.
Yeah. Well, you had the sort of fingers in many pies, I like to have a lot of levers theory. Right.
Yeah, he wants a lot of gangs to use.
Yeah.
Sort of like you might have a lot of guns.
Yeah.
And we don't know how Bakuda knew they were going to be giving the boss the money tonight. Maybe she got tipped off by the boss.
The boss would know. That's
the boss would
point.
know. I mean, she probably doesn't know that the boss is also the boss of the Undersiders.
Yeah.
But maybe he gave her the tip off that like they're gonna be doing some activity. Maybe find one of them. You know, if you can find one of them, follow them.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I don't think he cares about stealing the money from himself.
Yeah.
But he, for some reason, cares about the gang warfare or chaos on the streets. You know, there's something else there.
There's a bigger picture that maybe we haven't, had any reason to witness yet.
And obviously, there are other possibilities. Like, I mean, it seems too obvious to just have it be like, oh, it's actually Oni Lee who's in charge. But it could be that, like I like the idea of one of the unassuming seeming members of the gang, or not even members of the gang, but like recruited civilian types, is secretly the leader and just like really likes to be in disguise and to act, you know, secretly from the inside.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that would be the case, but that would be a really fun twist, so that's also a possibility. Yeah. I do think it's the boss, but just wanted to throw another option out there.
Nice. That is very fun. That is very fun. And it's interesting, part of what we learn is that Bakuda was fronting a lot.
Yeah.
She seems to care a lot about how people see her. Mm-hmm. And in addition to the mystery of who's actually running the ABB, we get a lot of debunked mythology about Bakuda. She doesn't
control the bombs with her mind.
She doesn't control them with her mind. She has heat-seeking goggles, which...
So she doesn't just anticipate their moves.
Exactly. So like, she does seem very smart, but it is kind of deflating this, like, image of, oh, she's a tactical genius and a super tinker. It's like, oh, she has a few gadgets and she really likes to boast. She really, like, the arrogance is, like, coming even more into...
Tattletale says, Yeah.
It
was interesting that Tattletale's theory is similar to what we conjectured last chapter. I was thinking just, like, some random violent event happened to her. It does make sense that her trigger incident might have been something related to her ego. That's kind of a fun theory.
Yes.
I do wonder, like, this thing that Tattletale throws out about, like, if we even get a little victory over her, she'll probably flip out in one direction or the other. That's now what I'm hoping for out of this arc. Ooh. Because we have had a couple, 3 real down chapters. Like, this one wasn't as bad throughout. Like, they were doing okay. They were maybe going to escape. But then they got real blasted. They got real unlucky at the end. So I do think that we're kind of due a victory.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily going to come before this arc is over. Maybe this is an arc that will end with them being kidnapped and held hostage. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But I would love to see them get a small victory and see that, I suspect, would make her come after them harder.
Yeah.
So that could be a fun thread to continue with.
Right.
Yeah. It would just be too easy if she collapsed.
Yeah. Yeah, so predicting the Undersiders score a hit on Bakuda and it causes things to escalate dramatically.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Could be...
I mean, it's too bad they're dead.
Could be exciting. Could be very exciting.
It could be. It probably even will be exciting.
Yeah. I was connecting Tattletale's assessment of her to Glory Girl a bit. The glass jaw reminded me a lot about how easy it was to get under Glory Girl's skin and get her to lose her temper and sort of throw away the advantage that she had.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, speaking of that, this chapter is just, Bakuda's just coming after them again. Right. It really is interesting that
I think it's like a cat and mouse thing. She wants to play with her food.
Right. So it's it's not really that she made a mistake and let them go and now she's coming back. It's they can run away for a bit, but it doesn't.
They can't hide.
They're fully in my control, so it doesn't matter,
Yeah, she's flexing a little bit.
Exactly.
I think she also, probably the reason she was willing to lose control a little last time was because she felt like she had the situation in hand. But I do think, her just kind of laughing and blowing up the crowd a little bit, I do think it was probably, at least in part, a genuinely she was loving that and was willing to indulge herself because she felt like, I can just track him down again.
Yeah.
I did say last time that I didn't think she was planning to kill them, but I was kind of responding to it seems like she isn't killing them. Why not? I guess she could just be planning to kill them to send a message to other gangs. I guess it's unclear what her plans are for them, but maybe they'll be taken hostage and we'll find out.
Yeah. If she has to answer to a higher power, that does suggest that, does suggest that God would not want her to kill God's other pawns.
God has many children.
The chess match of... this analogy is breaking down fast. But there could be some restraints placed by a higher power.
He might have requested that she not destroy the Undersiders. Yeah. Though we haven't seen that much of the Undersiders so far, but we haven't seen him making that kind of demand of the Undersiders, but don't kill this other gang. So, I don't know how much.
That's true. I guess we don't know that any of their jobs have, taken them directly up against another gang before.
Well, they were going to fight Loong before.
Oh, yeah. I guess I don't know if that was...
Yeah, we have no idea, really, what was behind that.
If that was a job or if that was more out of self-defense.
I think it was more out of self-defense, but, clearly they had grappled with him for other times.
That makes sense.
I don't think it was the boss told them to go take out Loong.
Yeah.
But it seems like the boss didn't tell them not to take out Loong, so... I thought there was a great Grue's very practical moment in this when Tattletale is explaining what she knows about Bakuda, and Taylor chimes in with the bomb threat, and Grue is something we can use, people. It's
exactly.
Yep, what's the practical thing here?
How do we... Her personality is not interesting unless we can exploit it.
In this particular moment, yeah.
It was interesting to me that he put a lot of blame on Tattletale.
Which we've seen before.
Yeah. Again, he was like, you better have something useful.
Yeah, he's a little bit harsh to her
when
she hasn't predicted what's going to happen, which isn't really fair because that's not how her power works.
Yeah.
It fills in specific gaps when she already has some information. It doesn't tell her, New Wave will be at this bank robbery, or the ABB is going to attack us tonight.
Yeah. She was pretty much in exposition mode this chapter.
Yeah.
But one line of hers that I really loved is when she's going through the stuff that she has. She talks about how, but, she's not setting those things off with her mind. She'd never let somebody do surgery on her. And I forget, I think maybe Taylor or someone says, okay, but you don't know how she is setting them off. And then she just replies, I know exactly how she's setting them off.
Toe rings.
Yeah. But I can just imagine her. She is not going to get mad in the situation, but she's really mad that people are doubting her, right? That's kind of the subtext of what I read there, where she's like, no, I know exactly. Let me finish because I know exactly.
And it's toe rings, which is what a great beat to have after that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think there's a personality conflict there, sort of an ongoing nature between Tattletale and Grue, because Grue is really worried about failure. He's willing to take calculated risks, but he gets really nervous when things go wrong because he does have this plan that's really important to him.
Yeah.
And so if he gets captured and unmasked, if he gets hurt or killed, like, it's going to ruin his sister's future. And he seems to be quick to cast the blame on Tattletale when that danger arises, which isn't a great coping mechanism. He should work on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he's this really cool villain, he might not be a perfect person.
Ah.
I know. Bummer.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who is likely a perfect person.
Oh, yes.
We should talk a little bit about Regent.
Oh, yes, of course.
I guess, what did you think of just, like, what we learned about his power? It may be just neat that that's how that works, but...
No, that's something we haven't really seen from powers, the idea that they can be overused. Like, we had that teased a little bit at the bank job when Taylor thought maybe she was overusing her power, but it turned out to be something else entirely.
And
Tattletale did push herself really hard, and she was tired.
Overexerted.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense, because, like, I guess, right, with Regent's power, it seems a little bit like, oh yeah, he kind of makes you twitch or whatever.
Yeah.
But then thinking about it, it's like, well, he can't just sit there and, like, make you do it over and over and over again.
But we can't just, like, puppet an entire crowd or, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so the idea that he was doing it to, like, 10 people at once at the end of the last chapter, you know, like, is sort of, there are built-in limits. And I guess it's very fun to me, narratively, that there are limits, but they're not exactly hard limits.
Right, and it's not just that there are limits, because it could have been like, oh, I just can't do that. It's more like using a muscle and trying to lift a weight too heavy for yourself. It's not just that you can't do it, but if you do try, you'll hurt yourself. Right,
but that there are consequences for pushing yourself.
But it is a little fuzzily defined, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And
you don't necessarily know where the limit will come in. If he trained really hard, maybe he could push the limit higher. We don't actually know.
Right. The difference between, like, so his power backfired and he's mad about it. He's in pain at the beginning of the chapter. But it's not like, oh, his power's all used up and he has to take a short rest before he can use his power again. And then he's actually useless. Like, he gets this choice later. It's actually kind of a big hero moment for him.
It really
where he's
is.
Like, I'm not going to let them, I'm not going to let Grue take a point blank grenade. And, like, he grouses about it in the moment. He makes a little quip. But then he basically just, like, knocks himself out due to pain in order to save Grue. Yeah. Which is, like, it's great that he has that choice, right?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's really nice to see that from Alec after the last chapter when I was like, is he really this chill about seeing a person get dissolved? And, like, we don't really know. I mean, he's in a villain gang. He might really be there for his allies, but not care about anyone else. But this does imply a little bit more humanity in him.
Yeah. Or, right. It keeps him nuanced and, like, he's willing to take a lot of pain for his teammate.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so Evil Regent Watch has been dialed back a little bit.
Or maybe he's just trying to fool you, Jenny.
He knows. Tattletale told him that I'm reading this. Do you think Tattletale knows that she's in a book?
Oh my gosh.
She's probably never thought about it, which means she doesn't know.
That's something to keep our eye on, I guess. I feel like the only superhero who, like, knows he's in a book is Deadpool, right? Like, I feel like that's not usually part of the gimmick. But
I remember reading Sophie's World, which is a Scandinavian novel, I forget which country it's from, about philosophy. It's about a teenage girl who starts getting these letters from a philosopher, and she, like, learns about the history of philosophy. And, of course, it's, like, supposed to be teaching you about the history of philosophy. But a part of their exploration of, like, thinking in the world, they realize they're in a book. And the second half of the book, they, like, escape from that book and are, like, in...
They get to, like, postmodernism or
yes,
something.
Basically. Yeah, so so maybe Tattletale will climb out of the narrative. Yeah. I would love that. That would be fascinating.
So it'd be like The Ring. It feels like a genre departure, but would love to see it. Amazing.
We don't know what genre Wildbow is writing in. I mean, you do, but I don't.
Fair.
We're only at the very beginning of this novel.
I had one other little language note that I was delighted by. The train yard, and specifically the storage facility, is lousy for bugs. Which I realized, I did a double take, is different from being lousy with bugs.
Yeah.
And just lousy, which has to do with the presence of lice.
Yeah,
anyway, so I had a very fun minute or two thinking about that
the
word.
The etymology of the word
and
lousy.
the way that it can kind of be used in both directions.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's lousy, but not lousy.
Right. It's lousy for bugs. It's lousy, but it's not lousy with bugs.
No.
Yeah. Unclear that lice would be particularly helpful, but it could be lousy with different bugs.
I don't know that they would be. Like, you could really annoy some people, but not in the immediate future.
It's really just helpful for getting vengeance on the trio. That's the main application of lice in Taylor's world.
Yeah, lice and crabs. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I hope the next chapter does involve them getting a small victory over Bakuda, and she freaks out and vows vengeance, and now they have to look over their shoulder for her. It's possible instead they'll be taken hostage, but I'm hoping for the victory. There also are other possibilities, I acknowledge, but those are the two.
Could be good. I'm very excited to find out.
So are there like 5 new cape names in the next chapter?
There are continuing to be no new cape names.
Man, I can't believe we met every cape in this entire world already.
Yeah, I do know there are some. I'll admit that there are some. They're coming soon, but not yet.
Huge admission.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll look forward to that. Coming soon on Inchworm.
On Inchworm. Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildbow. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.